You built a RAG system. You typed a few questions, the answers looked great, and you thought, nailed it. But here's the trap. A handful of lucky questions tells you almost nothing. Maybe it fails on the next 10. Today we get serious and learn how to actually measure whether your RAG system is good, instead of just trusting a good first impression. Welcome back to AI in 5. The core mindset shift is this. Vibes are not evaluation. Just poking at it and going, yeah, that looks right, is how systems quietly fail in production. If you can't measure it, you can't reliably improve it, you're just changing things and hoping. So we need real, repeatable measurements. The good news, you don't need anything fancy to start. You need a method. Evaluating RAG comes down to 3 questions. 1. Did retrieval find the right passages, the ones that actually contain the answer? 2. Did the model's answer genuinely use those passages, or did it ignore them? And 3. Is the final answer actually correct and complete? Each is a separate thing that can break independently, so it helps to look at them one at a time, not as a single blurry overall good or bad. Split it into 2 layers. Retrieval quality. Did the search surface the passages that hold the answer? If the right text never got retrieved, no model can save you. So check this first. Then answer quality. Given those passages, did the model write something faithful to them and actually correct? Separating these tells you where a problem lives, in the search or in the generation. That alone makes fixing things far easier. One word deserves special attention: faithfulness, sometimes called groundedness. It asks, is every claim in the answer actually supported by the retrieved text? An answer can sound perfect and still sneak in a fact that wasn't in the sources, which is just hallucination wearing a disguise. Checking faithfulness, claim by claim against the sources, is one of the most important quality measures in all of RAG. So how do you measure all this? Build a test set. Gather a batch of real questions people actually ask. For each, write down the correct answer, and ideally which document or chunk contains it. That's it. Now you have a fixed exam your system can take, over and over. This little collection becomes the ground truth you grade against, instead of grading against your gut feeling. And don't let perfect stop you from starting. You don't need 10,000 test cases. Even 20 to 50 solid questions, covering your common cases and a few tricky edge cases, will reveal patterns you'd never spot by eyeballing. A small, honest test set is dramatically better than no test set. Start tiny and grow it as you discover the questions that trip your system up. Once you have that exam, improvement becomes science instead of guesswork. Change one thing: your chunk size, your number of retrieved results. Add re-ranking. Then rerun the whole test set and see if your scores went up or down. Keep the change only if the numbers improved. No more fixing one question while silently breaking 5 others. You finally have a feedback loop you can trust. So the takeaway is simple but powerful. What gets measured gets improved. The teams with great RAG systems aren't smarter, they just test relentlessly. They measure retrieval, they measure faithfulness, they keep a test set, and they let the numbers guide every change. Adopt that habit, even at a small scale, and your system will get better fast, on purpose, not by luck. So evaluate RAG by checking retrieval and answer quality, especially faithfulness, against a small test set, so you're measuring, not guessing. Now that you can spot problems with real numbers, let's get specific about what actually goes wrong. Tomorrow, the most common RAG failures, their symptoms, and their root causes. See you tomorrow on AI in 5.